every week. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I would love to say train, but if I just looked in the dressing room, I wonder if we can play five aside.
We deserved definitely more, maybe even a win, because we created so many chances. We had a bad start in the game, you reacted well, but in the end it's about consistency, doing it for 90 minutes, not only for some phases of the game, and that's why we lost it.
When you play for Liverpool, you just have to win games, so I had to answer, but when you see the games coming, we are Liverpool, we need to win.
Let's start with him. We'll come on to Salah in a little while, but he was their star man today.
Well, he's definitely doing something right, because even Al's impressed. No, he's been a breath of fresh air. He's been the shining light of the new signings. You could argue he's been, with Szoboszlai, probably Liverpool's best player this season. In fact, the whole team started well. There was a great urgency about them. Szoboszlai doing what he does best, setting the press. Jones, who was also outstanding, trying to stop Belieber get the ball and stop Brighton playing, because we know that's how they like to play, and it kind of suited Liverpool. This is in the first minute of the game. Look at Kirkez, the urgency. Get the ball back in play. Let's try and get at them. Let's try and make a good start, because they haven't done that very often at Anfield. And then when the clearance comes out, which is a poor one, as we know, be first to it, win the header, be brave, and Gomez is. And Ekitike, you know, for your first chance in the game, that is some finish. Confident lad. He plays free, I think. He seems to have complete belief in himself. He'll take shots on from wherever, not leaning back a little bit there, but just wanting to score goals and get himself in good positions. And I think this is where he's really good as well, and quite unique, is because when he goes deep, he's got good technique and good vision. And look, he can run, he's quick. And he doesn't stop here and watch. He just pulls out again, waiting to create that little space, and takes it early, which I really like. And he's only a foot or two away from getting his second there. And I thought he grew in the second half and got even better. He was getting more confident, wanting to be the main man and make an impact on the game. I mean, this is terrific skill and power. Just fluffs the shot a little bit, doesn't quite get the technique right, but he deserved everything he got today. His work rate was good off the ball. You need that when you play for Liverpool. Again, belief in himself to try, and that's from outside the box. And with his height and his presence, he's going to get plenty of headers. Yeah, it's poor defending, but look at the leap. Got his just rewards today. And as I said before, he's been... The fans have taken to him. He's been sensational.
And look, these two are going to be compared because they signed in the same transfer window. But not only are his goals a huge reward for Liverpool, but he's also more involved. The numbers show that he's more involved in everything that they're doing.
Well, they're different types of players, but ultimately, as a centre forward, you want to impact in games, scoring goals, making goals, and causing the other team problems. And he's doing that on all these different... You look at the goals there, and even winning the ball back as well, which for Liverpool is super important, that press. He deserves all the credit he's given.
What do you like about it?
7 goals and 10 starts. There's a rawness about him, definitely, but I love his attitude. I love how keen he is. And I love how he's taken to life at Anfield at Liverpool. That has been a really difficult season, and there's no doubt he's the one that stood out. And I think he plays with the freedom, and he's going to give plenty of defenders tough times because he's strong and he's quick, and clearly he can finish.
In amongst all the noise about Mo Salah, what he actually did today.
At all, he had 1 or 2 opportunities that he perhaps might have scored on another day, but that ball should have came into him there with a better ball, and he still gets his shot away. Decent save from the keeper. You wouldn't expect him to beat the keeper from that angle, but he, as I said, he was quick. He got into really good positions. This is the big chance that he had. Good work from Chiesa. He puts it really on a plate for him, and you'd expect him to score there. And right at the end here, I mean, this is fantastic here. Look at the 2 players who are getting up to support him, Robertson and Van Dijk. And it's an awful pass that I think it's meant to be Van Dijk.
If you're a centre-half, you don't want that, do you?
Not when you've made that run, absolutely. But I think what is also noticeable, I don't think it is going to go away as much as Arne Slot and Liverpool would want it to, because after the game on Tuesday, I think Arne was quoted as saying, well, is he going to say sorry? And it was noticeable today that in his interview afterwards, he didn't actually say whether...
But he said they had a meeting, didn't he?
Yeah,
he said they had a meeting, so he's back. And it's settled down, so that view doesn't draw a line.
Also settled down because he's away now for the AFCON as well. So it will quieten down, but the the quicker that comes to an end, then the questions will start again.
Does it draw a line under it for you?
No, I agree with Al. I think that short-term resolution was a surprise to everyone, but it makes sense the more you think about it, because the club's the most important, and now it's going to stop for a while.
Okay.
I think the reason why he wasn't in Milan was his interview, and the question is always, and everybody has a different opinion about that, should he be once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 4 months, 12 years? Every manager makes different decisions in that, but he wasn't involved in the game against Milan, and I spoke to him yesterday, and I think, as I usually never say anything about where we talk about, I'm not going to make an exception now, but I think actions speak louder than what has been said. He was in the squad again, and when I had to make my first substitutions, I brought him in, and he performed as I think every fan, including me, would like him to perform today. There's no issue to resolve. For me, he's now the same as any other player. You talk to your players if you're happy or unhappy with things, but there's nothing for me to talk about after what happened against Leeds after the game.
And we'll get stuck into Mo Salah in a little bit. But look, after a run of 9 defeats in 12 games for Liverpool, this is their last 5. Tim Sherwood, Aaron Ramsey. Crisis? What crisis? It's calmed a few nerves, hasn't it, recently?
Well, it's a lot better. It's been a good week for him to play in the San Siro, a team who've been in the last 3 Champions League. They've been 2 finals. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they're no mugs. You know, they're a very good side. And to go over there and keep a clean sheet and play the way they did, I thought it was their best performance of the season. And then to go home where the expectancy is and the circus around Mo Salah, he's put him back in the squad yesterday. And to get onto the pitch so early on in the game, I thought he'd come in and affected the game. I think that it looks like everything's been put behind him. The manager's making the decision like he always does, in my opinion, in the best interests of Liverpool Football Club and not in the best interests of Mo Salah or any other individual player. And they got it right today. So I'm pleased for Liverpool Football Club, and I'm pleased that they're on the right track to get back up that league.
Mo Salah, of course, the talk of the town, and we will talk more about him and the town in a couple of minutes. But Ugo Ekitike, another couple of goals, and he seems to have settled seamlessly into a Liverpool shirt, doesn't he, Aaron?
Yeah, I think he's hit the ground running since he arrived, and he's such a threat. Another couple of goals here in this game, and he's definitely contributing and playing his part in the last 6 games we've seen, and then getting their season back on track. So a big player for them. That's a great finish there. That technique there too, because the ball's just sat up slightly, and then to get that technique, get over the ball and keep it down was a sensational finish. And then this one there, I bet he couldn't believe his luck that he was free in the inside the 6-yard area, and then it's a great header as well, to guide that back in, because so many times you can close your eyes on them ones and they go flying over the bar or whatever, but to keep your focus and then to finish that off was a nice header.
And I think, Tim, a lot of us thought that Alexander Isak would be potentially at the top of this list already, by now, but he's certainly pulling his weight, Ugo Ekitike, when you look at those numbers. You'd
have to say he's been a success, yeah. He's not been sensational, but he's been good. And it's been a difficult time for all concerned at Liverpool, certainly the playing staff and new players coming in. It's hard to settle to the Premier League's most competitive league in the world. We talk about it all the time, but it really is, Aaron, isn't it? And it's difficult for these guys coming from different countries, getting used to the climate first and foremost, but getting used to the league. And I think he's done brilliantly, I really do. And yes, you're absolutely right. We thought Isak might be the man who will step in there because he's already rehearsed in the Premier League at Newcastle. He's sensational there.
Do you think, though, Tim, that the cement is setting that for him being the 9, for him being the starting?
Well, I think they need to find... Well, when you spend that sort of money, I think the manager needs to find a place for both of them in the side, and Wirtz as well, and Mo Salah, perhaps. We don't know what's going to happen after the AFCON competition. We don't know whether Mo's going to come back. I think it's still up in the air, that conversation. I really do. I don't think today they've done what they had to do for the football club, and that's all. They get paid by the football club, both the manager and Mo Salah, and they have to do what's best for the club. And I think today they did that. But what will happen when he comes back from the AFCON, I think it remains to be seen.
Yeah, certainly does. Diego Gomez had a great chance. 1-0 Liverpool at this stage, Aaron. It's a big opportunity, isn't it, for the visitors here?
Yeah, it's a great ball across, and then, the that ball just takes out 3 or 4 Liverpool players, and then you're in at the far stick, and you can't believe your luck when it comes across, and you really need to focus on these finishes.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you guide it towards the goal and get it into the back of the net. The minute you think that you already scored before it comes, that's when the timing is slightly off and you sort of scuff them ones a little bit. But they got lucky there.
So Mo Salah's day in general, I know you touched on it there, Tim. I don't think any of us expected to see him on the pitch in the 26th minute. No. Joe Gomez injury, reshuffle formation-wise, and he comes on. Can he go off to AFCON with his head held high now? How is he going to be feeling, do you think, getting on that plane with his Egypt teammates?
I'm not sure what's going on behind the scenes, but on face value, the manager's brought him on. It was the first change. He could have brought on Chiesa, could have brought on Isak. He didn't. He brought on Mo Salah, and I thought he performed really well. There was a couple of chances in the second half when he had 1v1s, and you normally see him go past defenders as if they're not there. He didn't do that today. He's not back to his best. There's a great assist there for Ekitike's second goal. Mo's not back to his best, but Liverpool are not back to their best at the moment. So it's going to take some time to get a rhythm. But now he goes away, and hopefully he comes back to the Premier League, because we want to see him in the Premier League. It's been a privilege to talk about this man in the Premier League. That was a chance there, but he got himself 70 yards. He had to run to get himself in that position. But this one, I mean, look, 1v1 with someone against who can't run. I mean, this is simple. Just deep breath and make the pass. And it is poor. It looks like he was at the end of his energy there. But like I say, he's not firing on all cylinders, but he's still one of the best foreign imports we have ever seen in the Premier League. The Egyptian magician is absolutely a privilege to talk about.
And look, these are the scenes obviously at the end there. You can read a lot into this. It's a goodbye in a way, because he's going off for at least a few weeks with Egypt. Do you think we will see him in a Liverpool shirt again, Aaron?
I hope so. I think obviously what's gone on, he's got caught in a sort of red-headed situation there where he's gone to the press straight after. I don't think he normally does go and speak to the press, so it was one of them frustrating moments probably. The club have dealt with it. I think they've dealt with it sensibly as well, and the manager has taken a step back, taken him out of the one game and then brought him back into this, with the meetings that probably have gone on in that week. But then for him then it was all about, well, as a manager, you'd want to see a reaction then from him. And I think today you have seen a reaction from him. Yeah, it's probably not his, vintage Mo Salah, what we're used to him taking on players, but you've seen the work ethic was there, the intention was there. Yet he got caught in two minds at the end there. Probably, do I take him on or do I play a pass? And got caught in both. But I think, for the Premier League, you want to see, the best players, and he's certainly been one of the Premier League greats. So hopefully we can see him in there after the AFCON.
Next few weeks will be fascinating. Will there be bids from Saudi Arabia? We shall see. And look, even when he's not at his best, Tim, Mo Salah is still breaking records today. The most goal involvements for a single club.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps racking them up, doesn't he? Just jumped above Wayne Rooney there. So, listen, I love watching him. I love talking about him. But what he did, I felt was wrong. I think, having been a manager myself, what he thinks can win the football match, and he's not worried about any individuals. I think Mo was unfortunate. It could have been anyone who he's left out, but Mo's been unfortunate that they spent an awful lot of money on some attacking players, Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz. So the manager had options to change at the top end of the field. If he had the defenders to change, he would have changed the defenders. Even Virgil van Dijk, who I think is an absolute magnificent footballer, but he's not having a good time. Konate certainly would have been relieved of his duties and they would have made changes, but he never had them options. So the only reason that he's left out Mo Salah is for the best interests of the club to try and get a result and get them back on track, because at the moment, the defence of the Premier League title last season has been poor. And why would a manager? He's not doing it any other reason. There's no personal reason or vendetta against Mo Salah. It's a reason is he wants Liverpool to win the game, and that is what he felt was the best thing to do to try and get results. And they're on the right track at the moment. And hopefully you can see that smile back in the Premier League again after the